Hey guys, Luna here, and welcome back to Friendsim 2. Last we left off, at least with this particular version, is that we just finished Route 4 with the Revolution. Now we'll continue in the Noontime Quiet. Continues in the next volume. This route contains content warnings for depiction and discussion of alcohol and drug use, and has, obviously to me, has action sequence. Player discretion is advised. CBD drops the others off where they need to go first, before circling back around and settling down in a clearing in the middle of a stand of purple-hued trees. Can't help but wonder, did you make the right decision? Dropped Silver and Marty off in the suburb of Outclut. Silver said that they had some verbal context there that could help them go into hiding. You wish that they had a chance to hang out with your friends some more, but you don't feel like it would be something they would be down for after everything. Jade went off her old hive to... You're not sure what, actually. Marty is still furious with you for saving Adria's life, but all he wanted to do is give everyone a second chance, to help everyone you were once friends with. At least it doesn't seem to have turned Marty off of the idea of helping the rebels. If anything, it's only steeled her resolve to hurt the Empire as much as possible.
Hey, I was asking you if you've got everything you need?
You look suddenly aware of the fact that Zibidi's been staring at you for a minute now. You think that you got whatever you need. You try and travel as light as possible, honestly. Zibidi shrugs.
Sure, sounds good. You said you were looking for Jade Bloods?
You nod. If nothing else, you really need to try and find Daria and let her know her morale is doing alright.
Well, I don't know about her, but the cave nearby has a couple Jades living in it. One of them, he's kind of a stuck-up asshole.
Oh yeah, that must be Lancree. You haven't seen Lancree since... Well, you're not entirely sure how to parse what happened at that party. CBD shrugs again.
I'm only running supplies there as a favor to Chixie anyway. Plus, it's on my regular run.
Is Chixie okay? You feel bad about not being there for her as a morale, as some of her Twitter posts have been concerning.
Not sure. She's been spending a lot of time with some bulge-sucking high-blood.
CBD eyes heavily and looks nervously toward the cockpit.
Look, I'd love to keep talking, but, you know...
Places to go, people to see, that kind of thing?
Yeah, that kind of thing.
You stand there in the clearing as ZBD's ships lift off behind you, heading off to wherever amazing adventure he's got ahead of him. And you're so tired. It feels like you've already been at this for ages, and you've got a feeling that you're not even close to being done. The stars are so clear, out in the countryside. The night sky stands out in the sharp relief. It's beautiful, but these are still unfamiliar stars. With a heavy sigh, you start walking, one foot in front of the other until you're there. You walk in the direction that Zibidi indicated earlier, making sure not to deviate from the path at all. After about an hour, you're starting to get a little nervous. You can see a faint pre-dawn glow on the horizon, and you still have no idea where this cave is. Suddenly, you stop. You can hear something in the corner of the nearby rocks, the sound of a motorcycle engine. You rockily roll to the side, just barely missing the motorcycle as it careens past you, slides along the hard scrabble of the road, and tips into a ditch. The rider is thrown off at the side of a conveniently placed patch of brush.
Fuck!
Rashi? You open your eyes and look over to the ditch, only to see when she's struggling to pull herself out of the brush. Quickly, you run over to help. Except that when she looks a little bit different from the last time you saw her. She groans and brushes off the front of her clothes.
I haven't seen you for more than 2 sweeps. Of course I look different, ooh.
You notice that she's still adding the little ooh thing to her sentences when she flushes deep green.
Shut up! I can't help it.
Sorry, you're not sure why you even remarked on that. Just, you've been a little bit off lately. Stuff's been happening.
Sure.
At least she's not hurt, right? And she grins and flexes her arms.
Hell yeah! Jades are hard to kill!
You got some experience with that, yeah. But she's just gonna ignore the fact that she's just
Shut up! I just like dressing like this, okay?
No, it's a good look. Very good. As the kids might say, very valid.
What?
Also, she's riding a motorcycle? That's cool as heck. Where did you get it? Where did you even learn to drive it? What was she doing from the Jade Caverns? What's been happening lately?
Slow down, Ubu! And of course I can drive. I'm almost 8 sweeps, not some wiggler. The motorcycle isn't mine. It's Elward's. She let me borrow it to run into the city.
Okay, you have a lot of additional questions here, and you're not sure where to even start. Eldred's still kicking around, you guess, and she has a motorcycle now, you guess? Wisely or not, you choose not to actually articulate any of these particular thoughts. You glance around, seeing if maybe you can locate the telltale glow of the city nearby. Once you shake your head.
It's not that close. We'd never make it back before sunup now.
Oh, heck.
But we can probably walk the bike back to the cave. What happened to you? I know we weren't super close, but you just kind of vanished, Ulu.
You give Wenshi the short, least crazy-sounding version of your story. Honestly, she seems to take it pretty well and
It's not like weird shit doesn't happen around here. It's just... the caverns can get so boring sometimes. Even with their dumb quadrant drama. Don't know why they can't all just admit they like each other.
Wenshi doesn't really bother to explain that one anymore, but you figure that maybe you got some time for some questions as you walk this motorcycle along the road in a slow motion race against the impending dawn. What's she into these days? It seems like when she's been up to all kinds of things, changing up her fashion, learning to drive, presumably other things. But because of your lack of sense of proper interpersonal continuity, you can't help but wonder if she's still super into soldier purbeasts. That's so cool, right?
Oh god, no, Ulu. Soldier purbeasts is for grubs. I'm really into She-Ra lately, the reboot with Adora Weaver in it.
Oh, you got to be kidding. The show is literally just called Show She-Ra, for real?
What else would it be called, Ulu? Anyways, it's great. It's about a teenage girl who fights for the Empire and her long-lost mate Sprit, who was kidnapped by the evil rebels. She even kisses Catra in the last season before they both get recruited as the Empress's personal bodyguards.
Cool, very cool. As long as she's happy, you guess, when she shrugs and shakes her head.
Maybe not happy, but I'm getting by, I guess.
Show She-Ra still sounds like propaganda. The way he describes the show, it sounds like a little bit like a whole lot like Imperial propaganda. Reminds you of Beck Rogers thing that Skylar mentioned.
That's stupid, Ulu. Beck Rogers is for old people and weird hemo-spectrum supremacists.
Yeah, you did get the sense of the show is pretty bigoted, like almost to the point of parody.
I know, right? This is totally different. Catra's even in olive blood, and no one treats her like she's less important because of it.
Yeah, you're not sure that's as racist as it could be. It's a very hard bar to cross, but you're glad she's doing something to keep her occupied.
I guess. I've been getting into other stuff, too.
On top of that incredibly vague statement, while she lapses in silence again. What other stuff has she been up to?
Well, I've been working on a game.
Like a video game? Something like that? Manchi shakes her head.
No, I don't get to do anything like that. I'm just using paper and shit. Not like Lank and Elward have video games anyways.
Okay, yeah, I guess that's fair. So what's the deal with the game?
I'll show you when we get back to the cave, Ulu. It'll be easier that way.
Fair enough. Well, what kind of other things is she getting into these days? You weren't exactly clear on exactly what the Jades are expected to do as they got older.
Rania had me doing piano lessons, just like Daria.
Mansi seems to inflate a little bit when she says this.
God, if I could play in the band like her one day.
Oh, Daria's band. You all know about Daria's punk band. A thing that is completely canonical and has definitely always been existed.
What?
Never mind. You're just glad she's got hobbies.
I guess.
Is she helping the rebels now?
What? Ooh?
She's going to a cave that's being supplied by rebel pilots. At least one of the people in said cave has at least some tangential involvement with the rebellion, right?
Sure, I guess, but I'm just hanging out with them. When Lank ran away from the caverns and went into hiding, I didn't just want to leave him by himself. I always kind of looked up to him, you know?
I'm not sure what kind of role model Lankreen is for anyone, but sure, whatever she says.
Like you're one to talk. You were gone for sweeps, ooh.
Okay, fair. You suppose you kind of deserve that one. Has she considered what she's going to do next?
Do you mean right now, or in general?
Both?
We're gonna get this motorcycle back before sunrise, and hope Elward doesn't kill me, ooh. In general, I don't know.
I know she's getting close to the 10 sweeps now, so that means she's going to send off-world soon, right? When she nods slowly.
Yeah, but it's not that simple for us Jades. Empire needs to keep the caverns running. It's a long story. Kinda don't want to talk about it right now.
I can understand that, but it's not like she can keep running away from it forever.
We're
right?
not talking about this right now.
After work, that feels like it would have gone by a lot slower without that conversation, or a lot faster if you could actually ride the motorcycle. You finally arrive at the cave. This is definitely not the Jade Cabin.
Yeah, no shit. Ooh. We don't have time to walk there before daylight.
What the fuck did you do to my bike?
Thanks to selling upper surrounding sound yesterday. Empires even want to know if he's saying something you can't perform. No clue why they let me say it. Shitter. Can't believe it. Okay, so we just got one. She have here one more time how I've been seeing concerned bunnies. I'm gonna scream. Okay. Terrorist forces to take fleet captain Adria Carmen hostage. Imperial fleet redirects resources to orbit following terrorist activity. Soldier purpose Vero Sierra greenlit for 8th pedigree. This is officially bullshit Jade Wiggler drama free zone. Find boss is hard. So far I got describably horrible, and that's it. Think it's too easy. Gotta tweak the starting counter, I think. Name's blah blah. I'm going up with Crush. One day I'll start my own band. Can't believe I found one around. Hey there, Edward. Long time no see. Edward ignores you completely.
What happened? I told you to be careful.
I almost hit this one, Uwu.
Edward turns to stare at you, suddenly very aware of your existence.
You're back, huh? Still causing trouble for everyone around you?
You're about to say about some kind of explanation when Edward breaks into a grin and winks at you.
Nah, I respect the hell out of that. Just, you better hope this bike's okay. Otherwise, I'm gonna have a talk with you.
Edward walks over to the motorcycle and begins to check it. After a minute, she looks up and sighs.
It's fine, I guess. I can fix it. Hey, Grub Size, we still gonna do the game thing?
I thought you said that game was for wigglers.
Obviously, I changed my mind. I'm bored out of my pan here. You know how many times I've read that same fucking book?
With a huff, Edward begins to row the motorcycle toward the mouth of the cave. As she reaches for the entrance, she turns back and grins at you.
You want to keep me company while I do this? Just say the word. Bet you got all kinds of crazy-ass stories, right?
Oh yeah, she could say that. You shudder. You're not sure you want to go over your crazy-ass stories right now.
God, she can be so fucking weird. Come on, let's go.
Not so fast. Did I hear you say something about crashing the bike?
Peering out of the shadows of the cave entrance, you see the tall, slender figure of Linkram Bombix. He's wearing, well, honestly, it kind of looks like fancy pajamas.
It's loungewear, suitable for both indoor and casual outdoor use. Not that I'd expect someone so obviously uncultured to get that. Wenchi, what was that about crashing?
I just put the bike into a ditch when I swerved to avoid that one, ooh.
Don't you ooh-woo me. You could have been hurt.
But I wasn't.
Linkram sighs and blows a strand of hair out of his eyes, just putting a hand on his hips and shaking his head with a look of disapproval that he probably learned from Bronia.
Fine. I'm not your lusus.
That's right. I'm gonna go inside and get the game ready. You should play with us in a little bit, ooh.
A quick wave of your hand actually disappears into the cabin, leaving you out front with Linkram. So how's it been? You laugh nervously. For some incredible reason, you feel like your last encounter with Linkram was incredibly awkward for some reason.
I suppose you could call it that. You're not the first person to have embarrassed themselves on my account.
Yeah, you're having such a hard time putting your finger on why you're feeling this way, but rapidly changing the subject back to how is he doing?
Overall, wretched. Have you ever lived in a cave before?
No, although you did spend a lot of time in an abandoned building.
It's not the same. The damp it's bad for the skin. Ugh, why am I even talking to you about this? Do you even have skin?
Maybe?
I'm going to go check on Elward. She's been a bit of a mess lately. If you insist on catching up, I suppose I'll be around. What else am I doing, right?
The first rays of incoming daylight are starting to poke over the horizon, so you should probably head inside. Hell, might as well catch up with your friends while you're stuck inside, right? As you walk in, you and Linkram and Edward talking around the corner in low voices.
How bad is it?
Oh, like you know anything about fixing anything.
Sure I do. You just...
Edward laughs.
Look, I gotta get this checked out. Grub Size wants to play her game later?
She claims she's got a brand new campaign for us.
Sure. Look, we can talk later. I really gotta figure this out.
You're planning on leaving?
No. Maybe. I don't know, okay? I just don't want my bike being fucked.
Edward pushes the bike back into the cavern, leaving you alone in the main room with Lancree, who turns to face you.
What are you doing hanging around here like that?
What did I do last time? Let's see here. I'm gonna pull up my previous video just to see what I did, so you guys get to see something a bit different. Let's see here.
Hey guys!
Okay, so I followed Elward last time, so I'm gonna stay and talk with him. You stretch your arms in the air like you're performing an exaggerated version of being tired. Why are you doing this? You have no idea.
Why in the world are you doing that? Are you ill?
Look, sometimes you just do things. Don't worry about it. Lancree sighs and gestures toward the table that's made out of natural rock formations.
Did you want to sit down?
Why, yes. If he's going to ask so nicely. Lancree's face is a very picture of well-tempered exasperation as he sits down across from you. You're still getting that weird, awkward sense about him, and you still can't place why. Normally, you have such an easy time remembering what happened with your friends, except for the occasional narrative bleed-through, but this feels different. It seems like the last time seeing Lancree runs up against some kind of strange narrative split that doesn't quite fit with everything else. So what's been going on with him?
That's such a broad question. Do you plan to narrow it down a little bit more, or am I just supposed to guess?
Why is he in a cave?
Counterpoint, why are you in a cave?
Waiting out the daylight mostly, but it's a temporary arrangement. His situation seems more permanent.
Well, some of us don't have the luxury of being able to just disappear for sweeps at a time.
He sighs in a way that always feels wistful.
As much as I'd love to.
It has its ups and downs, tends to make you feel a little bit disconnected from, well, everyone actually. Lancree laughs at the comment.
Tell me about it. Ever since I left the Jade Caverns, it's been, well, a little odd, to put it mildly. To the point where I even miss Linnera's company. God.
You notice I never actually answered your question about why he's in the cave.
Because I needed somewhere to go, and this happened to work out. With whatever arrangement that Elward managed to pull with the rebels and that bronze blood she wants to fuck.
Wait, what?
Never mind.
Why did he leave the Jade Caverns?
That's a massive fucking understatement.
He didn't exactly vibe with the caverns. Right, but honestly, it doesn't seem like living in a desert cave is a very good alternative. You're not exactly trying to judge, but this looks rough.
Of course it is. I'm used to a somewhat higher standard of personal care.
Lancree's quiet for a long moment, and you can look at his hands. The cuticles look like they're carefully pushed back with the tip of a nail, but not trimmed. No cuticle scissors of the cave, you guess.
Why'd I leave? That's the question, isn't it?
What's going on with that one?
Don't you know it's rude to talk about someone when they're not around?
Oh, crap. Sorry, you weren't even thinking. Lancree laughs at you.
Oh, stop it. I don't give two shits about being rude. But you'll have to be more specific than what's going on.
Well, it seems like Lancree and Elwood have been spending a lot of time together lately, right?
You could say that. We're pretty much trapped in here since going out risks either of us getting scooped up by the drones or cold.
So, does he have any idea how to, help her?
I'm not a mind reader. She's a woman who thinks she's a lot more complicated than she actually is. Really, she's just scared and anxious and bad at feelings. But then again, aren't we all?
Yeah.
I'm kind of regretting my original decision here. I think I'd rather be alone for a bit.
Yeah, Yeah, okay, you can do that. You just go see what Elwood's up to. You follow the stirring curse words back to the cave. As you walk, the cave opens up until you're finally standing in a large room that resembles a makeshift garage of some kind. Elwood is sitting there next to her motorcycle, tweaking something with a screwdriver.
Oh, fuck. Almost done. Hey, what are you doing there?
You're just gonna have to see what she's up to. Does she need any help with this?
Nah, it's fine. Just gotta get in there and tweak a couple things. You're welcome to sit and watch, though, if you want.
She shifts over and shoves a pile of cans out of the way. You're not sure what's in there, but the faint reek of alcohol is pinging your nose.
Couldn't use the company, I guess. Gets lonely only talking to, like, 2 other people all the time.
Why is she in a cave? She doesn't answer right away, but you can see from her face that she gets some thoughts about this. Is she embarrassed?
I think I'm pretty far past that. Sitting on my ass, drinking, and reading the same fucking books. At a certain point, it just all kind of blends together, you know?
You think back to the time you spent living in the old abandoned hive on the edge of Alclock, and you think, yeah, you do kind of know. You're assuming her being here has something to do with the Ascension? Odo nods slowly, setting her tools down.
Yeah, that's the deal. It was either Ascension or running away.
Given what you've seen from at least one other cerulean who went through Ascension, maybe this was probably the better choice?
I thought so, but who fucking knows?
Does she at least keep in touch with anyone?
Not really. Wanshi is fine, I guess, but she's still kind of a kid. Link's okay too, but he gets so fucking moody.
She then leans over and grabs her a can, giving it a quick shake to see if it's empty. Tilting her head back, she drains the rest of the can. Not sure what the Italian customs are for day drinking, but maybe she wants to not do this while working on her bike?
Nah, it's fucking fine. I was talking to Chixie, you know. I've been helping her with her band thing, like carrying shit and helping with sound checks and whatever.
So she's basically a roadie?
Sure, let's go with that. But I haven't been able to see her in a little bit because of, I don't know. It's complicated.
She flushes cerulean for a second before tipping the now empty can to her lips and squinting.
Other than that, I don't know. I've still got chitter, but, like, I gotta watch what I post so the Empire doesn't find us. And other than that, it's just that dork with the rebels running supplies.
Sounds lonely. Elwood doesn't respond to this. Instead, she flicks the can over to the pile where the others are and looks off into the distance. Well, now she's worried when her stuff's broken, so I don't know what to make this boss look like. So, is she working with the rebels?
What? No, I'm not working with the fucking rebels. I don't have a death wish. I help Chicks with her stuff because...
She flushes Cobalt.
Just because she's my friend and I care about her. Okay? Other than that, I don't want anything to do with any of this.
But she's sitting in a rebel-supplied cave. She was helping a rebel musician with her shows.
So what? Does that make you a rebel because you're friends with rebels?
Well, yeah, actually, you kinda are.
Okay, fuck. Bad example. I'm just trying to get by. A lot of us are.
You glance at the pile of cans and sniff the alcohol smell that's wafting through the cave. How's that working out for her?
Hey, fuck off. What I do to cope is none of your fucking business. There's lots of things I want to do, but being in a losing fight against an intergalactic empire isn't one of them. God, don't ask me that stupid shit again.
She still looks like she's got something on her mind. Not gonna press the question about the rebels, but it seems like she's got some stuff she's thinking about lately.
No shit. Got nothing to do but think on stuff. That's my whole life now. Drinking, talking to the same 2 people, playing the same game, reading the same novel.
Edward sighs and scans through him as if she's settling for another can that's still full. Not finding one, she settles for biting at the knuckle of one finger and glaring.
It sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get it. Alternia's a shit fire and we're all burning.
Well, maybe it's not hopeless?
How can you say that? I'm not even very far down the ladder and it still sucks. You know how much worse it is for lowbloods?
You do, actually, but that doesn't make it not worth trying to do something about.
You sound just like Chicks.
So isn't she sick living like this? Basically, everything she sounds pretty awful, so what if you told her that you can help her escape? You could help her get away from all this. Judging by Elwood's expression, she doesn't find this vague argument very compelling.
I'm escaping right now. 10 minutes at a time. A couple hours when I'm drunk enough. Hours when I sleep. Escaping sucks bulge.
But what you're talking about isn't just a temporary escape, it's going to a better world.
I don't believe you.
Wait, what?
I said I don't believe you. You're making promises you probably can't keep. Trust me, I know the vibe. So maybe just leave me alone?
Be sure you can.
I said leave me the fuck alone!
As the conversation starts to wind down, it's becoming increasingly awkward. You hope that you'll get a good out when you see Marshy poking right in.
Hey, can we talk?
There's a nervousness in her voice that wasn't there before, a hesitation. You know, and grin. Of course you'd be happy to talk with her. Once he leads you back to another side room near the back of the cave that you haven't seen yet. The main defining features are a large, clear pool in the middle of the room, lit dimly by a lantern suspended on an iron fixture. You can smell the water in this room, the same kind of smell you associate with impending rain, but more minerally?
We'll be able to talk here without the others coming in, Uwu. We all agreed on that. If someone's by the pool, leave them alone.
Seems like a useful thing to have, given the cramped living conditions. A place for folks to go and decompress.
Yeah, exactly. So...
She shifts and looks around nervously, edging closer to the water and glancing down at her reflection in a mirror-like surface.
I had some time to think about what you said. I don't know what to think, Uwu.
She doesn't know what to think about what.
It's only 2 sweeps until Ascension. And even less than that until Branya, Daria, and Lanera all get taken off-world. A lot less.
You're a little bit relieved to hear the confirmation that their Jade blood friends are still on returning, at least for now. But still, you worry. It feels like they have the potential to go pretty far off-world when Ascension hits.
Yeah, probably the colonies. Far off-world.
Anshu's eyes are sparkling with the first glistening tears, and you can tell from the way she's holding her lip that she's struggling not to cry.
If they go away, then it's my turn to run the caverns. Then it's my turn to go away.
You can't just stand here and look at her like this. She's just a teenager, and she's facing down the same thing everyone else is in this whole world. There are people who can help her.
Help me? How? Ooh, wait a minute. You're talking about the rebels, aren't you? Like the ones Daria was talking to.
Well, yeah, the kind of people who could help a young Jade blood disappear off the grid and avoid the fate she was assigned to. After that, who knows? But at least she'd be free to make her own decisions about her life. Once she eyes you skeptically.
I don't know. I've gotta think about this, Uwu.
What's to think about? You're offering her a way out of her predicaments.
I've just gotta think about it! Sorry, didn't mean to yell at you like that. It's a lot to take in.
Extremely awkward silence creeps into your space between the two of you as you shuffle your feet and glance over to the single lantern keeping the room lit. Finally, once she clears her throat.
Tell you what, why don't you play a game with me?
If you had any hair, you'd be standing on end. After Andrea's weird saw-esque traps, you're not sure what you want to play with a game with anyone.
God, it's not like that! It's a role-playing game I've been working on, Uwu. Lank and Elward play with me. I'm the dungeon master.
Oh, okay, that sounds fun. It's been a while since you had a good chance to hang out with a friend who just wants to play a good old-fashioned TTRPG. But wait a minute, this isn't Flarp, is it? Why don't you squint at you?
What's Flarp?
Okay, cool, never mind, let's just play.
It'll give me some time to think about what you're saying. But, just a quick warning. This system's a little unbalanced, Uwu. I'm still working on it.
Manchu smiles sheepishly and turns head back to the main room. Okay, this is going pretty well overall. This has given you a chance to learn more about what she's been up to lately. Maybe you've convinced her to pick up what you've been putting down or something like that. And maybe it's your chance to get Linkri and Elwood to open up a little bit more. You know you weren't the best friends with either of them, but maybe this is your chance. The tables in the main room has been cleared off from the books and the food wrappers and other random junk. Instead, Wanshi has a cardboard game screen set up with a bunch of notebooks open, all full of neat, tightly packed handwriting. The game screen is face and decorative with a picture that you've pretty sure Munchie drew herself. You had no idea she was such a talented visual artist.
Not like I've much to do but practice, Suwu.
As she sets the game up, Lunky and Elwood sit around the table, sitting next to each other. There's another seat that's been left open for you, so you quickly plop yourself down next to Elwood.
Hey, what's up?
She's got another one of those cans of whatever it is next to her.
What did I say?
No drunk gaming. Well, what if I'm already drunk?
Do you want to take a penalty for inebriation in-game?
Edward trains up and sets the can down on the ground under the table.
I'll be fine.
Lancree taps the nails along the table impatiently as he glances between you and Edward.
You mentioned a brand new campaign, and I'm intrigued.
Huh, you never really figured Lancree for being someone who is into stuff like role-playing games.
Oh, I like to roleplay plenty. Also, being stuck in a cave limits my recreational options, and this is important to Wunchi.
Before we get started, you should introduce your characters, Ulu.
You actually have a strange feeling you can't know how to play this game. Maybe it's intuitive and understanding games as a concept. However, what a fresher wouldn't hurt.
Strange. I made this system myself. I don't know how you'd know it. But this way you'll learn about your adventuring party.
Of course, my character is known only as the Thespian, a warlock endowed with great and mysterious powers, escaped from the traveling circus that once held him prisoner.
Oh, he's definitely a lich.
He is not a lich.
Ah, sure. Anyway, I'm Elaine the Bard, former aristocrat turned swashbuckler. Served aboard a privateering ship until I took the fall for my captain's crimes. Big hit with the ladies.
Edward winks, and you can see Lancree rolling his eyes.
You kept trying to hit on the madame at the local brothel, until she turned you down for, what, the 5th time?
Actually, I broke up with her.
Can you two stop it? It's time for our friend to join. Okay, the first thing you have to do is pick a character, Ulu.
Oh, you gain B% with a myriad of choices that appear meaningful initially, only to be revealed as a flimsy facade that hides the fact that the choices you make are an illusion designed to mask lack of depth in the game system itself.
You get 3 choices.
Oh,
Why don't you pick one and I'll tell you about the class?
yeah, because this is one from one computer to another computer. My thing of nicknaming myself Vriska in another campaign does not carry over. Stare at the character sheets, wondering which one you should choose. Oh, wait, no, it did carry over, because... Wait. Let's see here. Give me a second. Give me a second. Wait, where are the choices in my thing? So yeah, okay, so... It did actually carry through, because before there was only the wizard, fighter, and ranger, but this time there's the bard and the warlock. Interesting. I am actually going to save this here. And I'm going to end this here. I hope you guys have a good day, night, week, month of your lives, and may the stars forever guide your path, forever might lead you into the future. Goodbye, everybody.